PCS Laundry Live, week number 15, broadcasting live from outside the Lexington Laundromat, as usual, White Plains, New York. Welcome, everybody. I don't see anybody out there yet, but I guess you're coming, unless nobody shows up. Wonder what I'll do, like, if nobody came, if nobody showed up, would I just keep talking, la, 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 la? Maybe I'll sing. You know, just wait till a couple people get in here. I don't see anything happening yet. La, 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 la. Come on, where are you? Somebody say something. All right, Cornelia, good afternoon and welcome to PCS Laundry Live. We're underway. Oh, hello. Gadzooks, look at them. Oh, never mind, I'm getting a little distracted there. PCS family, thank you all once again for joining me Friday night for PCS Laundry Live. As always, thank you for your support of Planet Common Sense on Facebook and all the things we do there. We couldn't do it without you. Plenty to talk about, as usual. The dumbassing never ends. I'm in a little better shape this week. I got some sleep. I'm not all delirious and sounding like I should be running for the Democratic nomination for presidency because I'm insane. I got some sleep, so I'm not cuckoo. That could be a problem because actually last week's show was kind of fun, what I remember of it from being all delirious. But that is not the case tonight. We're doing all right. Got some sleep. Everything's good. And things were popping this week. They were nutty and crazy and everything else. We can go through all of that stuff. We can run right down the list of all the Democratic nominees and all the idiocy they spewed this week. We got Stormy Daniels popping back up into the spotlight for a minute. Yuck. That's horrible. We got creepy, sleepy Joe Biden. Yo, there's nobody better than our president at just jacking these people and just saying shit that, like, you never would have thought you would have heard from a president in your life. I'm just in awe of the man in that regard. He's like my hero. He's like the all-time greatest internet trigger provocateur of all time. He's the Babe Ruth of it. I'm humbled by the man. You know what the thing is, too? He's got the platform, like, he's talking to everybody. He's talking to the whole country. The whole country. And everybody sees it, good and bad, whether they like it, they don't like it, whatever. And he calls, like, the leading contender in the Democratic primary, the Democratic race, Creepy Sleepy Joe. And Crazy Bernie. We're in bizarro world. It's just crazy. And it's just delicious. Oh my God, I just can't even believe it. And what else is he going to come up with? Creepy. You can't even call him Gropey Joe. That would have been great. But Creepy Sleepy Joe and Crazy Bernie. Oh my God. What a great time to be alive. It's just the best. Trump's just a madman. He's just a madman. And in all the best ways. He's crazy. But could you picture Reagan saying that? Could you picture like Jimmy Carter saying, okay, well, we're going to have a debate with Creepy Sleepy Joe Biden. Oh my God, I'm loving this so much. All right, well, we got a lot of other things too. Not so funny stuff. I mean, we're still kicking around all this nonsense with our Attorney General. We finally have one after 10 years, and all anybody's doing is beating up on him, which is a little troubling. Time out a minute. All right. Let's hit the scroll and see who's here with us. Oh, it's a beautiful night tonight, too. I think that's making me feel a little whacked out, too, because it's like 70 degrees, and it's mostly sunny, and I'm not used to that on a Friday night. I feel like I'm like in another world altogether. It's weird tonight, so I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll do the best we can. counting on you guys because I didn't bring much tonight. You know, it's just that same old, almost a malaise about, you know, there's a lot of things to grab onto. The whole bar thing, and now I read something in passing before I started tonight about they're subpoenaing, how do you say that? That's a hard word to say. Subpoenaing Donald Trump's taxes, which is just, man, what are you even going to do? And what's the difference? Who cares? Look what he's doing. I don't give a shit about his taxes. I just don't. And there's no reason anybody should. And it doesn't... All right, I'm not getting off on that yet. We'll get into that as we go. I'm going to say hello to some people real quick. I see Cornelia's here, Sharon Mondry's here, Deborah Patera is here, Francie Forbes. You're not a regular, but you're a long timer, and I'm glad you're here tonight. Linda Bleefnick, Kathy Dozier, Bob Martin. I'm on time 2 weeks in a row now, and well, you know what? That's probably not a great claim because I was late both of those last 2 weeks, so we'll call it a push. But thanks for being here regardless. Judy Ann, Lisa Todd, Greg Johnson, Greg Shropshire, Mona Eves, Surette Spar, Deborah Patera. We said hi to you already. I love Trump. Greg Johnson, Trump is us. He doesn't say manure when he means bullshit. That's exactly right, and that's exactly the essence of it, and that's exactly why he's getting embraced, man. He's a real guy, and you think about it, the guy's a friggin' bajillionaire and has all kinds of money, and he has a life that, like, nobody here has that kind of life because there are how many people are there like that? But he's still one of you. Like, you just get that feeling from him, and you almost sometimes wonder if it's just like bullshit, like if it's a charade or if it's an act. But if it is, he's really, really good at it, man, because he just makes you feel like you could just sit down with him, like, and talk, like, and just like have a burger with him or a beer. Well, he doesn't drink, but it just makes you feel that way, man. It's so appealing and it's so refreshing and different from what you're used to. You know, I don't want to start like sounding like I'm gushing over it, man, because the guy's not perfect. He does things wrong. He does things I don't like, and I usually say it. But he's doing so much right. Let's just not get into cheerleading right now. Plenty to talk about other than Cornelius Bates. He's my president. He's everybody's president. Even those pricks that say he's not their president, those dopes. Renee Collier, Seattle here, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I have not seen your name on here before, so welcome to you. Always please new people. If you're new coming in, you haven't been on the show before, check in and let me know. Say hi so I can say hello to you, and everybody else can jump in and start to get to know you a little bit. Also, please remember, I don't see every comment that pops up. I miss a lot as they go by, and some just don't show up. So if I miss you, it's nothing bad. It's not that I don't love you. I'll get back to it tomorrow morning when I get to work and get on my computer, and I'll address everything that needs to be addressed and let you all know how much I appreciate your participation in our little cyber family here. Going back to the names. Dawn, Malavarka Todd, hey peeps. Christy, Yarbrough, Kemsley, first timer. Welcome, Christy. Thank you for joining us. It's a great group. Just jump right in and we'll bring you right in just like you're one of us all along. Dwayne and or Darla Elkins, welcome. Another regular. Michael Edward Dillard, Las Vegas in the house. Carol Bush, another regular. James Shropshire, we said hi to you already. Trump not fucking around. Love him. Just went back. Okay. Greg Johnson, I know rich Democrats. They act like they never go to the bathroom. Oh my God, what if they don't? Man, they might not. They're all full of shit, so that could explain everything. They're constipated androids. Help, help. Rural Virginia hunt country has been overrun with, and it says Seymour. I can't see the rest of it. Rini Balanis. I've been practicing Rini all week just for you, my love, because like I told you the other day when I texted you, I've been saying Rennie in my head for 2 years. So I practiced it this week, so I'd make sure I said Rini. Welcome, and I hope Mama's listening too, and I hope she's feeling okay. Let me know how that's all going, and she's in my prayers. Simon Drew, first timer. Let us know where you're from. Jump in, say hi. Cindy Pappas is watching. What else we got? All right, I'm all caught up with the scrolling. Seems like there's a bunch of people in here. There was one thing I did want to talk to you about, and it's a housekeeping thing, and it's just a thing, something that's bothering me. But I figured, before this starts kicking off, let me just throw some stuff out. First of all, every single one of you who has left a review or a recommendation on Planet Common Sense online. I can't tell you how much that means to me, and the fact of it is, I don't care about the numbers. I think it's like a 4.8 out of 5 star rating or something like that. I don't care about that. Just knowing that you took the time to jump in and say that nice stuff, it just, that's the payback. It means everything to me, and it is important to me. And the thing is, I had a couple this week, and I started scrolling through that. I always try and get there and address that, and just send you out a little love and appreciation and thank you for that. But I don't know, there's like maybe 200 of them on there or something like that since we started, 18, 19 months ago. And there's been like a half a dozen that just pretty much said I was an asshole and an idiot and a jerk and told me to go fuck myself or whatever. There's a few of those. And here's the issue I'm having with myself with it. That, we've been talking, particularly the last couple of weeks, because there's been a lot more of it the last couple of weeks, of just douchebags coming in and just roughing things up and just trying to cause trouble and really not trying to contribute. Because it's not about an opposing opinion. It's not about disagreeing with me or not towing the line or whatever it is. I don't care. You can come in and say whatever you want, be respectful, and I'll even if somebody comes in and starts popping off with a different opinion and people start attacking them, I'll get in there and I'll step up and jump in and stop that, because it's not what we want to do. Anyway, going back to the reviews recommendations, like I said, there was like a half a dozen of them where you're an asshole, you suck, your site sucks, I don't recommend it, blah blah blah, whatever. And the thing about it is that's okay too. I talk a lot about like social media suppression and not letting people say what they want, and I would be such a hypocrite to not allow that after crusading for it all along. The thing is this, though, talking about protecting the site and preserving the site and just keeping the troublemakers out. So the thing is, when I see something like that in the recommendations, I'm going to block the person, because obviously you don't want to be here. You don't like what you saw, so they're not going to come back unless it's to cause trouble. And that's just a theory. That's just, my call on it. And the way I'm approaching it is just the preservation of the site, keeping things cool, keeping people who are inclined to report things off and out. And if somebody comes in and pops off with you're a shithead, you suck, your site sucks, blah, 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 I kick them out and I block them, because I just don't want the trouble. I don't want the fight if they go onto a comment and start, riling people up. And I don't want reports or whatever else. Maybe they got reported with that stupid post earlier in the week. The problem, though, is when I do that, it blocks the comment they made. It takes it away from the screen and nobody sees it. And I feel funny about it, because it's not something I would do. I wouldn't just take that comment away. And in fact, if I could keep the comment there and block the person and ban the person, that's exactly what I would do. But as far as I can tell, there's no way for me to do that. If I block the person, the comment goes away. So here's the thing, and I'm just making a mountain out of a molehill probably here, but I just wanted to get your feedback on it. How do you feel about that? I'm really not taking down bad reviews or taking down bad recommendations. I don't give a shit. I really don't. And I think, if you've been around here a minute, I really don't give a shit. But, in the spirit of protecting the site, I'm going to continue doing that. And I just wanted to get your feedback on that, what you all think of that. It's not like some scumbaggery that I'm pulling trying to just hide bad reviews. It doesn't change the number. You got a recommendation or whatever, it's out of 5 stars, and I think, like I said, I'm at a 4.7 or 4.8 out or whatever. Again, that shit doesn't matter to me, man. People are here and participating and carrying the conversation and making some noise about some stuff that needs to have noise made about it. That's the stuff that matters. The comments matter. The banter matters. The making each other laugh and just being there for each other. That's the stuff that matters. And numbers like that don't mean shit. And the bad recommendations, they don't mean anything. I don't care about that. But I just want I'm not I doubt anybody even noticed it, because it's just something that I would notice because I'm a psycho like that. But I just don't want anybody thinking anything, underhanded is taking place. I'm not hiding bad reviews. They're out there. I should have screenshotted them. And you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do from now on. Whenever that pops up, I'll screenshot it and I'll have a little Hall of Fame of all the bad reviews that I get. Because that's fair, man. You know, it's not unfair. If you don't like it, you don't like it, man. You know what? I don't like zucchini. Whatever. I don't go posting on the zucchini board about it, but it is what it is. And if you don't like the show and you don't like, Planet Common Sense, there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's cool. Whatever. Don't like it. But like I said, if that's the way you're going to be and that's your first play is to say you suck and I don't like this site and you're an idiot, you're not staying. That's just going to be the way it is. And it's not that I'm trying to hide anything. But I'll do it like I said from now on. Anyway, all right. I just wasted 10 minutes on bullshit. Let's get back on this. Mark Halmo, advertisers avoid people who have been blocked. Yes, FB has an algorithm to track that. I've had it with Facebook and algorithms and all that stuff. And I'm just trying not to add any new ones into the mix. I don't know what to do about that. We got some puppies. What's up, babies? You're on TV. Smile. So yeah, man, whatever. I've been fighting the algorithm since day one. And, I come up with my own and I do end runs around their stuff where I can. Like the thing with the invites, man, I really stroked that out and figured out a good way to get around the last one. And they'll come up with a way to stop me for this one now, too. And what I'm doing now, I'm riding it out. We had a good week, good growth this week, bringing in a lot of new people again, going to the groups. So thank you to those groups. USA for Trump was one. The Deplorables was another one. And the Anti-Socialist, I'm not saying the name of it, the Anti-Socialist group, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was that okayed me at that, but you did tell me that you accepted my, there couldn't be a better name for a group for me to be in than the Anti-Socialists, because that's just got my name written all over it. So thank all you guys, as usual. Thank Trumplicans. You guys have been the best from the jump. And Renegade Renee, just starting out with her group, nice and small. Jumping in there now and then and popping some stuff up for her. So anybody out there, check out. I don't know if you're here or not tonight, Renee, but if you are, jump in and post a link or something. Let's get some people on your page. You got a nice little group there getting started. And like I told you in that message, anything I can do to help you with that, let me know. And we got Aurora, Tracy Bissick, Hill Country, Texas here. Yay, I caught you live. Damn, Facebook not notifying again. Mark Halmo, Chill Glenn. Facebook is above and beyond their leftist leanings and still focused on the dollar. I don't know, man. Okay, I mean, it's a publicly traded corporation now that, they have to answer to their stockholders and all that stuff. But freaking Zuckerberg's he couldn't spend his money. And when people get like that and they think the wrong way, like he does, it kind of transcends the money thing. Maybe it's a mix of it. Like I said, he's got to answer to the stockholders. I don't know if that's even still a thing, like Facebook stock. Like, what's that worth? Does anybody know offhand? And if that's still a thing. But yeah, I get that. Like, sure, it's a money thing. Sure, it's advertised. Listen, they're sending me stuff every day. Like, you can boost this post for $30. This post is doing very well. You got 3,000 people saw this, and you can get 9,000 for just a mere low cost of 15. I'm not giving them a dime, man. Like, it's a waste of their time, because that's just not going to happen. But yeah, I mean, they do that too. And like, any of you guys out there who run a site, anybody here from Political Pylon, or any of the other pages that I've talked to or we've interacted. Like, do you do that? Like, do you deal with them? Do you pay money for that? And then there's things where you can buy followers, which, I mean, what's that all about? That's so impure, and it just seems so fake to me. And it seems like the kind of thing where, here's the thing, man. Like, if I got into that and I bought followers, right? Say I bought 5,000 followers. The first day, half of them are going to be like, who the fuck is this guy? What are you talking? And they're going to be gone. The way I do it is I pull people that are going to like the site. I mean, maybe not, not necessarily, but they're going to be inclined to, based upon what they're doing and where I'm finding them for the most part. And that's a part of why it's like it is. And it's not overrun with trollery and just, idiots just causing shit. Which, again, the last couple of weeks, a few popped up. Like, this week was busy. like 3 or 4 people. You don't see it a lot because I'll get up like in the morning and I'll see some stuff that happened from the night before, and I'll just like get rid of it and like make it all nice and tidy and clean for you before things really get rolling. But yeah, man, I don't get that shit sometimes. But yeah, I'm not dealing with Facebook. And again, if any of you do, let me know how that works for you. Just out of curiosity. I don't know. I imagine it shoots me in the foot too, because there's only so far I'm going to be able to get doing it the way I do. 150, 200 people a week. We're growing, and it's growing like I just never thought it was going to be like this. When we were kicking around, like I was begging for 100 people, and then it was like 500, and then, oh wow, 1,000, and now it's just like staggering each time we hit a milestone like that. But the fact is, everything they're doing to stop it, man. And we were just talking about this, and a couple of people said it on that post the other day when we hit the 7,000. Thank you again for that, everybody. That's tremendous. But like, imagine what it would be like if it wasn't like swimming upstream and fighting Zuckerberg and his little minions out there in the Silicon Valley, whatever, Big Tits Valley. There's nothing to be gained by harboring that. Like, I'm just moving on and doing what I do. But at some point, there's going to be like, all right, that's it. You're not going to go any further. But you know what? We're not there now, and I'm not going to get depressed over it. We're just going to keep on forging ahead and doing what we do, and you guys just keep doing what you do. And thank you all for being here. Cindy Paparini added me to Trumplicans. It's a Greek thing. You were in Trumplicans before I was, though. All my Greek goddesses are on Trumplicans too. That's my cool thing there. But you've been around Trumplicans a long time. My dad's on Trumplicans too. He hasn't been on the show yet, I don't think. Dad, if you're listening, say something so we know you're there. I haven't seen you online in a while either. Maybe I should make a phone call later. Personal stuff, we're going to keep that off the boards. Keep going. Bob Wilharm, if you buy followers and they leave, you weren't paying enough capitalism. That's a great point. You got to buy you can buy regular followers for a certain amount of money, and then you buy super followers for more money. I'm sure it's tiered that way or something. But again, I just never went. I just delete those things as soon as I see them. So I don't know. I'm not going to do that. It just seems like it would soil the whole concept of what we're trying to do here. So we're not going to do it. Simon Drew, where is that? I didn't see if there was anything ahead of that, so I'm presuming you're asking where we are. Any new people? We are sitting in White Plains, New York, across the street from a church, which I cannot remember. That's that bell tower you see from my house. It's actually a really nice building. I haven't been inside this church because I get struck down by lightning immediately, I'm sure. But this is Lexington Avenue, White Plains. It's Friday night, and I do my laundry on Friday, and I talk to you while the clothes are in the dryer. And that pretty much sums up the whole concept of PCS Laundry Live. I know. You got to remember, these are people who a year ago, I found an apple rotting on a ledge, and we watched it for 3 months. It's there's just no explaining it. This is that kind of thing. But that's where we are, Simon Drew. And if you're new, welcome. Bob Warharm, I invited a couple of groups to try and grow PCS. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I'm busting my hole trying to get this thing built up, and I know you guys are trying to, and I just love you all so much. When you tell me you do that, man, I just can't thank you enough. When I'm in a position to, which is not going to be anytime soon, we're going to have some swag, some giveaway stuff, and we'll start getting into a little bit of that. I'm telling you, 1 more month, t-shirts. They're not going to be giveaways, but they're going to be a start, and that leads to the next level, and hopefully we can get that built up and so on and so forth. Greg Johnson, I apologize in advance for any posts made in my sleep at 3 a.m. when the Dream Police are still in hot pursuit. Hey, man, let it fly, bro. We don't... It can't be any worse than, some of the stuff that you read every day, from the Democratic candidates. They sound like they just woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes, too. Where's that going, man? All right, nobody's bringing it up unless I just missed it, but we're talking about, they're that little toad friggin' penguin Barney Rubble douchebag Nadler, they're saying constitutional crisis again, man. Come on. You don't even know what a constitutional crisis is. Half of you can't spell it. The circus monkey can't spell it. Ask her to spell constitutional crisis. She's going to sound like Nancy Pelosi tripping over her tongue. You know, there's so much crazy going on. And it's so much desperation. And where does it go? I mean, we got to be getting close to the end. Something's got to drop soon. Comey today, talking about trying to explain away Peter Strzok and Lisa Page and the things they said and did. Well, it made us look real bad. You think? You big fucking dummy? And he's oblivious, like in that last post I made. The man is just totally out of his mind. He's totally insane. He has no idea what's coming. Because if he did, he'd be lawyered up, and his lawyer would be telling him, shut the fuck up. Stop talking right now, you big dope, because you're making my job harder. Shut up. Stop talking. Dummy. Right now. And it's just like, is it an act? Are they that arrogant? And they have that much hubris that they think nothing's coming? And they're talking this way. It's just amazing. And you got a long way to go. And you got to wonder, like, how insane is this going to get? When you see, like, 2 months from now, like, you know, they're screaming for an impeachment. They're trying to impeach him for everything. They're trying to get his taxes to impeach him for it. They're trying to bring his son in to try and get him, through them. It's just all over the place. There's no direction to it. These morons, they're still trying to win 2016. And that's the advantage, because Trump's trying to win 2020 when these idiots are still trying to win 2016. And they're not going to let it go. They're painted themselves into a corner because they're so fucking insane now, and they're so off the hook now, and they're saying such ridiculous things now that you can't back away. And then on the other hand, where do you go from here? What's your next play? Are you going to rehash grab a pussy again? Or you keep investigating the Mueller's folly Russian cahootery investigation? Because 2 years and however many $1 million to let them know that nothing happened, that wasn't good enough? You're going to keep doing that? You're going to start that again? Where do you go? You're going back to the taxes. You're going to keep dusting stuff off? Or even worse, like, where are you going to go? Like, what new things are you going to come up with? Where's the depth of the desperation? Are we going to see, like, 6 months from now, are we just going to see bald face, just completely outside your mind, please, from these people? Like, are you going to see Nancy Pelosi, like, up at the podium in front of Congress? If we don't impeach him, I'm going to show you all my cooch. I mean, is that what we're going to see? And have the entire body of Congress running out the doors in horror? Is that what we're going to see? Like, where's it going to go? How crazy can this get? Hillary Clinton's still talking. Oh, the election was stolen from me. Shut up, you filthy, disgusting, lying, corrupt, national security risk, twat goblin, miserable old crotch. Just shut up. You're done. Shut up. Where's it going to go? Where does the insanity end? And how do those people who are following it take it seriously? You're trying to, if you're legitimately trying to take this president down, and that's how you're doing it, you got to be kidding me. Where does this go? All right. I got my Hillary thing, my little Hillary fix out. I'm good for a little while. Nobody say Hillary Clinton. Nobody mention it, and I'll probably be all right for the rest of the time. We got like a half hour left. I think I'm all right now. Going back, Bill Dolan. So, what do you think about the U.S.-China trade war? You know what, man? I think it's business, and I think it's going to end up working out. And the bottom line comes down to this: they're going to talk real big, and we're going to talk real big, and they're going to bitch about the things we say, and we're going to bitch about the things they say. At the end of the day, We're in a position right now where we're China's biggest customer. All right? Everything in Walmart comes from China. Everything half the stuff in your house comes from China. And if you get to the point where you have a breakdown of that, we're going to suffer. We're not going to be able to buy cheap, shiny plastic trinkets made in China anymore. We'll survive that. We'll make our cheap plastic trinkets in Venezuela when we go annex them and make them a state. China's the one that's going to hurt from that. Because what are they going to do? Like, we're talking about a trade war and people are like, oh, you don't want to piss off China. We talk about nukes and stuff like that. China's not going to nuke us. What kind of business is that? You nuke your biggest customer? Don't worry about that, man. They're going to sort that out. And Trump's a guy, it's funny. I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago and I'd seen it on the Joe Rogan show where they were showing that clip way before he was president of him talking about how you deal with China. And he was like, you can deal with them one way. You send a person over and you say, well, we're going to do a 25% tariff on you and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Or you can do it another way where you send somebody in that says, listen, motherfuckers, and says it like that. And Trump's that guy. And it's, again, it goes back to kind of like we were talking about how he's so different in the way he presents himself and the way he talks and the way he makes you feel like, he's one of you. He's a different animal in that respect too. There's no status quo anymore. There's no, this is how we do things. There's no, this is how diplomacy works. Diplomacy's out the window. And the people who are supposed to do that and do the standard diplomacy stuff that the diplomats, the UN, whatever, they've got to be just aghast, which I just love. I think that's tremendous. But it's a whole different game now. And how's it going to work out? I don't know. You don't know. But I like who's running it. One of the best businessmen in the world is handling it, and you sit back and you have faith and you say, all right, you've done this right, you've done this right. This is your expertise, this is your forte. So I guess you have a little faith in the guy to see how that works out. I mean, you're not going to go to war with China. They'll get this stuff settled now. How about North Korea, man? That little pudgy little bitch is he didn't listen, did he? We're shooting off missiles over there again. Somebody needs another talking to. And we took their cargo ship, so I guess that's a little smack in the face. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. But I don't know. That's my thoughts on. All right, we've covered Asia now, so let's go. Bob Wilhelm, you said my name right. Yeah, man, I'm good at that. I practice it every week. I get a dozen new names. You really need to find the Chipotle. There's a Chipotle not here. I've never been in it, but I'll check it out one of these days. But whatever. AJ Harkley, I hadn't seen you. Apple Stillskin. You guys got to tell him about it. It's coming up. The anniversary of the discovery of Apple Stillskin is I think it's June. I got to start going back and doing a little research on that so we can have a little tribute when that pops up. But I'll go find some pictures. Yeah, it's new people. How many people were here when that was going on? It was 1,000 people. It was about a year ago, and we okay. I'll tell you a story. For you new people, well, I mean, not just for you new people, for the 5,000 people that have come in since then. I was walking home from work and I found an apple sitting on a ledge, just this green apple, just sitting there on a ledge. And then the next day it was still there, and the next day it was still there, and for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, nobody was eating it. Nothing was happening, no animals were stealing it or anything like that. So I took a picture of it one night and I just posted it. I was like, I found an apple sitting on the ledge here. And the next night I took another picture. And it went on for, I think, 3 months. And one day there was a little brown spot on it. And then another week later, that brown spot was about 1/4 of an inch. And we just literally watched this apple rot for 3 months. And then it finally did this. And there was even one point where it disappeared, and I was like, oh, fuck, man, the apple's gone. And we named it Apple Stillskin. We had a poll to decide on a name for it, and the winner was Apple Stillskin. We named the freaking rotten apple. This is what you signed up for, guys. So one day it was gone. I was like, what the hell? It's gone. And I posted. I was like, guys, I got some bad news for you. Freaking Apple Stillskin bit the dust, man. He's gone. Somebody, something animal must have got him or something. But then I like walked up the block a little ways and I found them. He like must have got blown off the ledge by the wind or something, and he ended up the block. So I found him, and I relocated him to like a more secure location, and I stuck him in there for a little while, and he hung in for maybe like another month, but he started rotting really bad. Like the brown spot was like wrapped halfway around, and it opened up, and it was kind of oozing a little bit. And this is like, I guess it was like by August or whatever. I'm like, you know, if this thing can just hang in there for like another month or two, it'll start getting cold. And maybe we can get him through the winter. He'll freeze up, and we can at least get him in. It was so much fun, and it was so silly. And it gave me the basic idea of I could get these people to do pretty much anything. Like I can get away with a lot here, and we can take this a lot of different places because these people just sat and watched an apple for 3 months, watched an apple rot. We can do just about anything here on PCS. So. That's the story of Apple Stillskin for anybody who hadn't been around, but that was a lot of fun. Linda Bleefnik, if the concept is simple, then the idea is good. I don't know what you were talking about on that because I got behind a little bit, but I'll go back and I'll check that up tomorrow. Linda, why am I saying your name wrong? Linda Semmelink Sweeney, I want a t-shirt. We're going to get to that when it's real. It hasn't happened yet. I'm looking at next week. Getting with a company, sitting down with a company and coming up with a design and getting the ball rolling on that. And I'm going to let everybody know how we're going to do it once I have a plan in place and once it's, it's really real. And I'm not saying it's not going to be. There's not too much that can happen between now and then to stop it from happening. But I don't want to get into like, do this, do that, do that. I'll get it all set up. Once it's all set up and I have something tangible to tell you, I'll let you know about that. And anybody who's interested in the t-shirt, hopefully it's a lot of people. For a lot of reasons, but I will let you know as soon as I know something. Tom Wright, okay, you sound exactly as I pictured. All right, well, that's kind of cool, I guess. We touched on that a couple of weeks back. Like, and my question to you would be, had you been on Planet Common Sense for a while, reading before you heard me tonight? Thanks for coming in, by the way. And just like hearing me like change the way you read the things. And a lot of people said yes. I thought that was kind of cool. So moving. Reedy Blanis, cannot wait for the shirts. Oh man, I'm kind of psyched too. I've been talking about it for like over a year, and we approached it a couple of different times, and shit always seemed to happen to just stymie it. But it looks like it's going to happen this time. And again, I'm not going to go any further with it until I have something really to tell you, but it's coming. Bob Willem, I'd pay for, you said you'll pay for a shirt because I said your name right. And that's a part of why I do the things the way I do them. But we'll let you know on that. We'll get to the shirt soon. Kevin Kester invited my parole officer, but I don't even want to know. Weren't you the guy that was banging Kamala Harris last week? Did anything fall off you yet? Keep us posted on that. If anything like starts turning purple and like chipping off. I hope you're all right, man. You're a good guy. Dawn Malabarka Todd is just laughing. I can't believe this. I'm getting hit with raindrops. I can't believe this. I just felt like 5 raindrops just smacked me in the head. Just Friday night, laundry night. It never fails. And I got nowhere to go. Well, yeah, I do, but here we go. I'm going to try and take 1 or 2 more and see if it doesn't start raining. I remember the Apple days, Lee Bashes. I remember the Apple days. I've been here a long time. I'm just quiet. That's all right. You don't have to jump in. You should, man. It's cool. It's a cool place, and everybody's pretty cool. And we keep it that way. So jump in anytime you want. Don't be shy, but thank you for being here, regardless of whether you're vocal about it or not. Appreciate that very much. Comey and Biden wear too much makeup. Bob Willem, I never even pondered that. I mean, Comey and Biden wear too much makeup. I don't know how to feel about that. I guess they must, right? Like, because you go on TV, I guess you naturally wear makeup. I always look, you see Trump, and man, don't get mad, but the guy's orange, all right? He's orange. That's just a fact. I'm not going to say he's not. Sometimes he looks a lot oranger than other times. And I always wondered if it's like, because you see him on CNN, and he looks stupid orange, but I always figured they just painted him up. Where, like, you see him on, like, real news places, and he still looks orange, but he looks more like peach colored than orange. Like, he looks really orange when he's on those places, and like they touch it up. And I wonder if, like, You think he would wear makeup? He's again, don't get mad, but he's got those raccoon rings around his eyes too. Like, he's not the easiest guy to look at. I'm sorry, Donald, Mr. Trump, sir, if you're watching the show. I mean, no offense, MAGA, man, you're doing a great job, but you're orange, and you got white rings around your eyes. All right, I'm done with that. You know, if I was gonna wear makeup, I think I'd probably cover that up, and that's the only reason I even said it in the first place. So, don't get mad at me. Scroll. Susan Levy, political lawyer, royalty. Emmett Shiarayagi, hey guys, sorry I'm late. I know what you were doing, but I'm not going to say it. I didn't ask when you posted, and I'm not going to ask in public now. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for popping in. Chris Scalzo, Narcissism Comey, keep talking. Absolutely keep talking. You're hanging yourself. It's like I said on that post the other day, the last night, Thursday Night Mind Screw. Like he set him up. Like they knew right from the start. Like Trump knew, and his inside team knew right from the start. We have these pricks dead to rights. We have the evidence. There's no way they're going to be able to deny it. We have the proof. We have them. And they knew that from day one. And they said, all right, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to pretend like we don't. We're not going to say anything. We're not going to dump this now. We're not going to drop this now. We're going to play a game. And they set up the whole tweet strategy. And they set up all the things where bitching about, oh, you wiretapped me at Trump Tower, and oh, this and oh, that. And every single time they deny it. And every single time they deny it more emphatically than the last time. When that does drop, you have now created 1,000 federal perjury charges in addition to the original crimes that were committed. That's just brilliant. It's brilliant. So hopefully that plays out that way. You know, I just throw this shit out there. My theories, they don't always come true. Sometimes they come close. Sometimes they miss. Sometimes I'm wrong. I'm not scared of being wrong, and I'll be right here if I'm wrong, so you can come and tell me I was wrong. That's all good, and that's all fair. Bob William again. Comey and Biden really believe what they say. It's so fucking sad when the facts are right in front of them. You know, what do you do, though? Like, nobody's going to roll over and say, yup, we did it. You know, let me put my hands up against the wall so you can pat me down. Like, who's going to say that? You got to look at what they're facing. They're going to jail for life, and it's not going to be an easy time. You know, get into that whole country club jail thing. If these people go down for the things that they're, you know, the words that people are tossing around, like treason, like sedition, things like that, that's not a country club prison that you're going to. That's some real prison. If you end up only getting prison. I mean, and just to get back to the original thing, what are you going to say? Who's going to say, yeah, I did it? Who's just going to say that? Unless you're making a deal, but you're still not going to say it publicly. You know, Rosenstein suddenly resigns, and he's getting let go quiet. Like, it's just like, okay, you resigned, get out of here, on your way. You got to think he made some sort of deal to get walk away like that. With I don't know. I mean, you know, again, I'm speculating and stuff like that, but felt that way to me. When I saw he was resigning, first thing I thought of, he made a deal. And part of his deal was, you know, you're leaving your position, and we'll let you go quiet. Because he's as big a dirty little rat as any of them. But coming back to the original point, he didn't have to say, I did it. I'm guilty. He got maybe let off the hook to some extent a little bit. You know, going back to that post from me a couple of days ago, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but about that whole progression of who rolled on who and who rolled on who. And there was another funny thing that happened today, and I got to remember to tell you before we finish. But what are they going to say? I mean, they're not going to confess. John Brennan, that big Easter Island-headed dick, isn't going to go in front of cameras and say, you're right, I was guilty all along. Take me away. Lock me up. He's not going to say that. He's going to fight it tooth and nail while they're dragging him out of his house in handcuffs. He's going to be bitching about it. Because that gets the base riled up, makes them start barking and quacking, and then you still have the situation. You know, it's just about causing chaos. Nobody's going to confess. Nobody's going to turn themselves in. Nobody's going to say, all right, you know what? It's over. We lost. We give up. Nobody's going to surrender. This is not going to happen. Again, the 10 Commandments of unhinged leftism. Number one, thou shalt never, ever, in a bajillion years, admit thou art wrong. They're not going to do that. It's just not going to happen ever about anything. They don't do that. So yeah, I mean, that's just not, it's gonna go right down to the wire. They're gonna get taken away, kicking and screaming, and they're gonna keep saying this stuff. And that's why I'm saying about the insanity. Like, how far is it gonna go? Like, what are we gonna see between now and justice? What are these people gonna be saying? It's just, half of me is like, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's comedy gold. I'm gonna build this site on that. I'm gonna blow this thing up on that. But the other half of me is just, I'm horrified that we've come to this, and that our government has come to this. These people are out of their minds. So anyway, Comey and Biden, man, and the list just goes on. It's just not even just the two of them. It's all of them. They're all nuts. Comey's creepy as hell. Comey's just completely creepy. And I can't even put a better label on it than that. Like, talking about creepy Sleepy Joe, Comey's fucking off the hook creepy. I don't know what to make of the guy. And just even the way he talks and his ridiculous tweets. And he did this tweet today where he jumped up in the air and spread his arms and legs like a big giant X. Like, I'm like, I don't get this guy. He's so hard to read. Which, and I mean, in retrospect, I guess that's kind of cool. For the head of the CIA, you want him to be a little off, I guess, maybe to some extent, in a controllable way. But this guy's just gone up the rails with that stuff. I just don't know what to make of him. But you guys let me know what you think. I don't know. Aurora Tracy Bissick, they are that stupid. They think the swamp will protect them. It's the same thing where, like, people are still worried about Hillary, and I'm going to keep calm and not lose my shit. Hi. She thinks, and people are still scared of Hillary, and I don't get that at all, man. Hillary's a paper tiger. She's just like a ridiculous old lady who's losing her shit and who's lost everything, and who's probably lost most of her money or is in debt for most of her money, and she can't hurt you. Like, talking about, like, oh, don't go against Hillary. You know how many people she's killed? She's not killing anybody anymore. Those days are gone, man. Hillary's a paper tiger. Hillary, and she still shoots her mouth off. And I just, all right, there I go. Okay. Hillary, you need to take up crochet or like knitting or something. Now, you know what? That's probably not a great idea because they're not going to let you have sharp objects in prison. So you probably got to come up with something. I don't know, Sudoku puzzles, crosswords. Come up with something to occupy your time. So you could just shut up because it's so sad. It's sad. I don't want to feel sad for her. I want to just like loathe her. But it's man, and you're talking about back to the original point. The swamp's going to protect them. It's not, man, because who in the swamp is going to protect them? The whole thing's broken, and it's over, man. I hope we're not just bashing out fantasy scenarios here. But I can't see it being if this thing drops the way it looks like it's going to drop. That's gone, man. There's no safety net. There's no Obama crime family protecting their people. It's over, man. It's just done. So that's what they're thinking. You know what? Good for them. And we'll just milk it for all the entertainment we can the rest of the way and take it. I don't know what else to say. It's just nuts, man. Well, anyway, we're scrolling again. Linda Bleefnick. Hillary lost all on her own. She didn't need any help losing. Yeah, I wrote like essays about this when it first happened, just basically saying, this is why you lost. Like, there's no need for what happened. There's no need for your book. Everybody knows what happened. You sucked. You were a horribly flawed candidate from day one that the DNC was obligated to through grimy deals made previously with the previous president to get out of the way so he could get into office in 2008. They owed her. They owed you, you old sea hag. And that's why you were even there. If they had any sense whatsoever, I'm telling you, if I was the head of the DNC, whoever it was, whichever criminal it was at that time, and I could have gotten away with it, I would have absolutely, without batting an eye, pulled her out as soon as those investigations started getting screwy, and as soon as the lies, that the verified, documented lying came out, I'd have yanked her out. I'd have put Joe Biden in the race right there. Boom. Just like that. And you know what? That would have been a scary scenario, and that would have been a guy who at that time could have potentially prevented Donald Trump from winning the White House. Because you would have had a lot of people, and again, no offense, because it worked out beautifully, but there were a lot of people saying, man, I can't believe I'm voting for a billionaire reality TV show star who took up politics as a hobby last year. I can't believe I'm doing that. And then there were a lot of people who were like, I can't believe I'm going to vote for a documented liar, corrupt, national security risk twat goblin. And it would have been a relief to have a guy like Joe Biden, who at least looked like a presidential candidate in the conventional sense of the word. It would have been a relief, like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God we don't have to do this. I don't have to do this thing. I don't have to vote for this guy who I have a lot of questions about. And I don't have to vote for this ridiculous candidate that you're proposing, who I don't have any questions about. And man, that could have been a scary scenario, but that's what I would have done. There's no way. And they knew she was flawed. They knew she wasn't going to win. She had no chance of winning that election. And they had the sock puppet media pumping out, no, Hillary's 95% chance. Bullshit. It was bullshit. I called it in July. I'm not looking for a pat on the back, but anybody who was around, obviously pre-PCS, I said it in July of 2016. Donald Trump is going to be your next president. No question about it. I emphatically stated it publicly on Facebook. And if anybody was there, back me up and say you remembered so. There was no way Donald Trump was going to lose that election. And it was because they stuck with her after that. If they would have pulled her out of the race when they should have, that might have been a different story, and it might not have stuck to that. But going back to the scrolls, not a lot of people. I think we had a really good week last week for whatever reason. Maybe everybody just saw that, like I had posted that I hadn't slept and kind of just got the feeling, like the impression that some crazy shit might happen. And a lot of people came out. But we broke all the records, like right across the board. Every metric and reach, number of followers, number of minutes watched. So thank you all for that. It looks like it's not quite up there this week. But again, that doesn't matter all that much. And, you know, we're not going to know until I go look at the numbers tomorrow anyway. But big thanks for last week. And that was great. I had a lot of fun with that show, too. And it was a fun show to listen to. Like, I don't remember half of the shit I said because I was delirious, but getting on the scroll. Who's saying breathe? It's like sometimes I feel like I don't. Like I just start talking. I don't know how I do this. Like I came in like not knowing what I was going to say. I say this every week. And then all of a sudden shit was just flying out of my mouth like a maniac. But Aurora coming back. They only know politics. If they were smart, they would have read President Trump's books to understand how he thinks. But the arrogance won't let them. That's a great point. I actually never even thought of that. Because I've never read any of his books, which is weird because I always liked Donald Trump. Like going back, you know, growing up in New York, when he was just like a real estate developer, but he was like a rock star real estate developer. And people didn't like him then, which I liked about him. I like that. I always liked Donald Trump way before this was even something happening. Funny thing too, and I got to repost it one of these days, like on the original Planet Common Sense on WordPress, the blog back in like 2011. And there was that time when Trump was like talking about like he was going to run, and then he kind of ended up bailing out. But I wrote an essay like for that. I wrote a piece for the original Planet Common Sense, which I think is in the book, which is still available on Amazon. Thoughts from the Real by Glenn Hazelwood. Amazon, only $3.99. Yeah. It might even have been a chapter in the book about it. I can't remember if that was in the book or not. But I wrote this piece about like just like a fake script of Donald Trump being a candidate in 2011. And it was tongue-in-cheek because like I really liked the guy. And I was saying then, you know, not for nothing, this might not be the worst idea in the world to have a businessman, but I'm going to go dig that up and I'll post it over the weekend. It was pretty funny. I'm not even going to tell you about it. I'll just let it speak for itself. And if it was in the book, any people who bought the book, $3.99 on Amazon, Thoughts from the Real. Anybody who read the book, if it was in there, remind me. I haven't read the book since I wrote it, so I don't remember if it was in there or not, but it was a pretty funny story. So they only know politics. If they were smart, they would have read Trump's book. That's a brilliant thought. That's a really, really good observation. And let's just be thankful that they didn't, because that could have changed things. Who knows? All right, it's getting late. A couple more things. Cameron McClay, China. He says, China. That is kind of funny the way he says, but this is the thing, you can joke about this guy, man. It's like, it's okay. It's all right to joke about him. You didn't make fun of presidents in the past until the last 10 years or so, or 15 years, whatever. Like, they were statesmen and they were like the face of America. You got a guy you can make fun of now. Like, I really think that Donald Trump would like my memes. Like, I think he'd laugh at my memes. I think he would like Planet Common Sense. Even when I goof on him a little bit, I think he'd chuckle. If anybody gets, I swear, man, anybody gets one of my memes or one of my posts in Donald Trump's face or on his phone, if any of you got a way to get something in front of him and can prove it, I'm telling you right now, I'm sending you a t-shirt once I have him. 100%. I think he'd dig it. I think he'd like Planet Comes. And you know what? There's no reason why he wouldn't, because this is his supporters. This is his base. This is who's out there, just like we were talking about before. It's we the people again, you know, it's us, and we're grimy and dirty, and we curse and we fart and we, you know, do things that are not good sometimes. We're not perfect. And neither is he. And it all works. And that's just the beauty of the whole thing. Nice way to end. I'm going to do one more quick scroll because I think we're just about out of time. Let's see if I can catch up with a few things. And then once again, I don't see everything. If you're new or if you didn't know that, I don't see all the comments. They fly by really fast. In fact, there's a really little annoying blue stripe like over the comments that pops up when there's new comments. And that's been on constantly. So maybe there are more people in here than I thought there were, or maybe just talking more than I did. But again, I miss a lot of the comments. I go back in the morning Saturday when I'm back on a full-size computer, and I'll get back to everything. So don't think I missed you. Don't think I wasn't paying attention to you. I definitely check everybody. But Susan Levy, we saw hello to you already. Bob, you talked a lot tonight for a new guy. That's good. I like that. Deborah Patera. We tested a Minuteman yesterday and went 4,500 miles. You know what? Here's the thing. And I said this during, so other thing I said, I had to tell you too before I wrap. When that little fat bitch, Kim Jong Tubby, I can't remember his name, does stuff like this, like he launches missiles and he does missile tests, and he's not listening. Obviously, he's not listening. It didn't sink in when, you know, Trump went over and talked to him and sat him down and straightened him out. You know, like, you got to get a grip on who you are in the world and who we are in the world. Kind of like ant meet boot, and get that in your head. And we can be friends, and we can flourish, and we can help each other. It didn't sink in, obviously, because a little prick launched a couple more missiles today. A couple more of his little friggin' bottle rockets. And I think the answer to that at this point is to load up a Minuteman without, you know, an unarmed one, with no payload on it, and launch it, and have it land about a quarter mile off the beach in front of North Korea. Just to maybe get their attention a little bit. But, you know, that's probably not going to happen, and shit like that's like why I'm not Secretary of Defense or the President, and never will be, among a lot of other things. Pardon me. Just one more quick time check. I'm going to get a couple more names, and we're going to wrap it. Kevin Kester, please do Laundry Live 4-hour special on election night 2020. I would love to do that. The thing is, they only let me do 90 minutes. Like, I just read that too, and I didn't know because we hadn't gone that far yet. We went 1 hour and 5 last week, and it felt long, and I think we're over an hour tonight. But there's a cutoff on it, and I don't know if it has to do with the number of followers you have, because like stuff like that plays in. Like when you hit 10,000 followers, it opens up new superpowers and super scumbaggery from Facebook, I imagine, as well. But yeah, they only let you do 90 minutes live. So I guess theoretically, I could do 90 minutes and then cut it and then go in and do another. But if you remember back to when he did the State of the Union, I was kind of live posting during that. I came up with some killer memes for that, and that was a fun night. So I was kind of thinking, you know, if we get to that, it's a year and a half from now. Who knows if we're even still going to be here by then? You know, hi, Mark. If we're still around, and, you know, we'll do something like that. But yeah, they only leave you 90 minutes. So, and I can't imagine having any kind of voice left if I went for 4 hours, because like usually by the time the end of the hour comes, I'm kind of shot vocally. Although I do make it all the way. But we'll check that out. It's a good thought. Glad you come up with that. Rocket Man is irrelevant from Aurora, Tracy Vizig. He's starving his people in the military. He won't have people strong enough to even hold the screen. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's still kind of, you know, annoying that he didn't take a hint, that we kind of spent some time talking to him, and it kind of makes Trump look a little bit bad, you know, on the world stage, and to people who are looking for him to look bad, who are like consciously trying to make him, to find him looking bad. Like, it just feeds that, which is not cool. But whatever. I'm not worried about North Korea. I mean, we could take him out in a second if we had to. Al Carpenter, I've seen you pop up in here. I know you're famous on Planet Common Sense, but I don't remember seeing you on the show. So if this is your first time, I don't know. It's been so, you know, it's been like, what's this, like week 15 or 16 now, I guess. But thanks for popping in. Kind of like Venezuela and Apple Stiltskin, socialist Apple. The parallel with Apple Stiltskin was always McCain, because Apple Stiltskin got the brown spot like right around when McCain had his little eye surgery, quote unquote, and like it developed as he got cancer worse and worse. And I was like, man, if that apple disappears on the day that Johnny McGhost bites the dust, that's going to be a little creepy as well as a little funny. And I guess I'm going to wrap it up with that. Al Carpenter, if I was wrong, I'm sorry, but if I'm right, thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate it. And everybody else who came in tonight, as always, thank you for joining us on your Friday night for an hour of this live, kicking it around and listening to me go. I love every single one of you. Thank you for your support of Planet Common Sense. We'll do this all again next week, same time, same Facebook page, PCS Laundry Live, and I am out.